Welcome back, Orioles fans. Brian here with episode number 4 of the Baltimore Orioles rebuild here in Out of the Park Baseball 22. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit subscribe and turn that bell notification on so you get up-to-date videos of when we do this rebuild every single day for you. I want to thank everyone for the support thus far, and if you haven't already as well, also hit the like button because that's how more people like you will find this series. Now, in the last video, I talked about possibly changing our lineups around, getting Pedro Severino involved a little bit more, and fixing our pitching problem where when we're simulating, we get a reliever in there instead of our starter. I do believe that's officially fixed, so we shouldn't have that problem happen anymore. I don't want to go through every single team, turn on commissioner mode, and fix that for them, so whatever it happens to be, it's going to happen. So, but us, we should be all right. So I changed the lineup a little bit, changed the order a little bit. So here's what we got going on, at least in the DH side of things, when we're playing American League ballparks for the most of the year. Austin Hayes is going to lead off for us for a little bit. Anthony Santana will be batting second. Mountcastle will stay put at third. Pedro Severino will now be in the lineup. He'll be batting fourth. Trey Mancini will be dropping down to the fifth spot. His average is still of concern, so I want to keep an eye on that. Don't want him in these high-pressure situations all the time. DJ Stewart will be a DH in batting sixth. Rio Ruiz will be batting seventh. Yolmer Sanchez, and then Freddie Galvis. And that is our right-handed lineup. Now, with lefties, we got Austin Hayes leading things off still, Santana and Mountcastle, so that hasn't changed. We're going to put Trey Mancini up a spot here against left-handed pitching. Pedro Severino will be right behind him. Tyler Nevin after him at first base. Yolmer, Freddie Galvis, and then Pat Valaka. So a little different there at the bottom half of the order, but we're going to see how it works out. And now we're going to go ahead and do our simulation here. So let's get a quick gauge of what we're going to do. We're 7-9 at this point. We're going to be simulating here to the end of the month. We're going to take the Yankees on here, and let's see how we do. We're going up to the 29th. We're going to simulate to Game 4 of our Yankees series. All right, and we're back, and guess what? We won more games than we lost, so let's talk about it, shall we? All right. So the first series against the Marlins, we split that series. Look at 3-4 loss to start things off. Take a look at our lineups here. I guess we'll start with the line score first. It was kind of a, back and forth battle right away. It was a 1-1 game, and then the Marlins started pulling away. And once again, we tried getting back into the game just a little too late there in the 8th inning. Take a look at our heroes, if you will. I have no idea where Mountcastle's at. The game kind of just took off and put someone else in there. So for some reason, Pat Valaka was in there, and DJ Stewart also pinch hit. So I'm not sure where Mountcastle was. He's in my lineup. I guess he could have been tired, so the game automatically subbed him out. That being said, Trey Mancini was 1 for 4. No home runs from our side of things. Over in Miami, however, Jesus Aguilar had a home run, as did Bledley. And looking at the pitching line score here, Dean Kramer, 4 hits allowed, 4 earned runs allowed, 4 walks. He did strike out 4, but he gave up those 2 home runs. And that was enough to give the Marlins the victory in Game 1. Game 2, we went off. That's what I'm talking about. As King Felix got things rolling for him. Went ahead and scored 9 runs. Again, at the late part of the game, we scored 7 in the last 2 innings. So let's see what happened there. Santana went 1 for 5. Mountcastle back to his old ways, 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts. So the day of rest did not help him at all. Pedro Severino doing good things, 2 for 4. He's someone that has been pretty hot when we've had him in the lineup. Trey Mancini, 2 for 4 as well, so it's good to see there. Yolmer Sanchez, also 2 for 4. So not a bad day there at the office. Of course, we're in the National League ballpark, so we had our pitchers hitting there. So a lot of pinch hitting taken care of here down the bottom half. Home runs, we had Santana, and that was it. That was the second of the season, and no home runs for the Marlins. And looking at our pitching lineup here, Felix Hernandez still struggling to get strikeouts, only had 3, just allowed those 2 earned runs, gave up 8 hits, and then Bruce Zimmerman gave up a run himself, and he walked 2. And then Cabrera took the loss. He spent 2/3 of an inning giving up 4 runs. Only 1 of them was earned. Take a look at our Game 1 win against the Oakland Athletics. Got a record up to 9-10. See, the runs came in right away. 4 runs in the first inning. Take a look at our line score here. Santana went 3 of 5. Good to see that out of the 2-hole. He's got 17 runs driven in. Mountcastle did some more work. He went 2 for 4, drove in 2 himself, as well as drew a walk. We'll take a look at Mountcastle, at least from his slash line. If we look at 2021, he's batting 264, 327, 341. His OPS is fairly low. He's at 667. We're supposed to upgrade at first base. I think we're okay with Mountcastle there. He's getting those numbers up. Fortunately, his OPS is well below average. So hopefully this all will find its way going up. Take a look at Trey Mancini, 2 of 5, so his average starting to come back up. Pedro Severino, he might be a trade piece. 4 of 5, batting .529, he's driven in 9 in his limited time in the lineup. And Nevin also went 1 for 3, good to see, and then DJ Stewart was successful in a 1-for-1 pinch hit effort. Home runs, we saw Pat Velaka get one, his first of the season. Tyler Nevin hit his second one of the season. And take a look at our pitching side of things. Jorge Lopez had a rough go, gave up 5 earned runs in 4 innings. It appears our pitching problem when it comes to how the game is forcing relievers in is officially fixed because Jorge is a starter. Good to see that working. Keegan Egan came in, gave up an earned run over 2 innings. Struck out 4, though. That's great to see. Scott Armstrong officially got the win, throwing an inning and a third. And then Tanner Scott picked up his 5th save of the season. Looking at the A's, Chapman and Olsen, these two are just producing 49 RBIs in 20 games from them combined. That's insane. And if you're an A's fan, you gotta love seeing that. However, what I love seeing is us sweeping the Oakland Athletics because that's what we did. So game 2, we got our record back to 500, and it was a slow start for both sides. No score until the 5th inning when it was a tie 1-1. The A's had the lead for a little bit. They went 2-1. And then we took over in the 9th inning with a comeback victory, winning 4-2. Take a look here. Home runs. Chance Sisco showing up in a pinch hit effort. He pinch hit for Austin Hayes, and he hit a dinger doing so. Great to see. 3 home runs and a 167 average. Been having him on the bench in favor of Severino, and this is Severino's worst game so far. He went 0 for 4. Mountcastle continued doing well, 1 for 4 here. Santana went 2 of 4 as well. And then Mancini 1 of 4. Sisco, as we mentioned, had the home run, and it was the crucial 9th inning home run that won the game. So it was in walk-off fashion. Awesome to see that. I wish I would watch that game live, but unfortunately we didn't. But hey, a win's a win, and walk-off is just so sweet. Game 3 against the Athletics. Again, a little bit more comeback magic. Did it in the 7th and 8th inning here, as you can tell. Take a look at our lineup. Mountcastle 3 of 4. Awesome. Santana was an 0 for, unfortunately. Severino continues his hitting ways, 2 of 4. DJ Stewart was 0 for 2. He did draw 2 walks. Love to see on-base percentages go up there. Home runs, we had Rio Ruiz hit 1, and Mountcastle hit his 2nd of the season. And that was in the 8th inning, which would have happened to be the go-ahead home run, it would appear. Over on the Athletics side, Pinder had his 3rd home run of the season. Chapman, my goodness, those numbers right there. You know, we're going to look at the stats right now, see if they got early MVP numbers. He might be at the top of the list. That is an insane amount he's got going for him. So he's slashing right now 302, 385, 721 for 1106 OPS. His OPS plus is 194. So Chapman absolutely going on a tear to start off the season. And like I said, let's check out the stats here, see if we got a chance to see where he stands amongst the American League, because he's got to be up there. I mean, just take a look at right here. We don't have to go too far here. So he's got 11 home runs, tied for first in the majors. He's tied with Miguel Sano of Minnesota, and then runs batted in. He is atop of the majors as well, 32 versus Bregman's 28. Unbelievable. And take a look at batting average. He's not even in the conversation up here, so interesting to see that. Back to Orioles baseball. Take a look at the Yankee series. We started off with a 7-1 win, and that would put us 2 games above 500. And the Yankees' record, as you can see, is 7-15. What is going on in New York? The Bronx Bombers struggling, but again, we had more late inning heroics. We were down 1-0 for the majority of the game, and then we scored 7 runs in the last 3 innings. Take a look at our lineup, and you got to wonder where it started to go right. DJ Stewart had 4 runs driven in, 2 of 4, and he did have 2 home runs, 1 in the 6th and 1 in the 8th. Santander and Galvis also had their 2nd of the season. Giancarlo Stanton had his 10th home run of the year, and I mean, at that 2 spot, you got to wonder if they want to bump him down, maybe switch him and Voit. He's only at 18 runs batted in for 10 home runs. That seems a little low for his home run producing stat line. Take a look at our pitching. Dean Kramer got the nod to start things off, but that 1 earned run was enough to keep him out of the decision. Sean Armstrong got the victory here, 2-1. Tate got the hold, and Zimmerman could not qualify for the save since the score differential was too large. And Jameson Talion got the loss, went 5 1/3, and he gave up 5 earned runs. So again, they had some issues here where it's having a reliever start for them. I don't know why it's letting the computer go through that, but it is. Now, let's talk about bad stuff. We're back to 500. So, talk about the next two games. And these were two close games here. So, the Yankees, we tied it up 3-3. And in the 10th inning, they ended up going away with it and winning. Took a run-scoring single. That's all it was. Take a look at our team. Mountcastle 2 for 4. Santana was 1 for 5. Mancini is starting to get that average up, which is good to see. He's 2 for 4. Velasco was 1 for 4. So down on our pitching side of things, Tanner Scott took the loss as he gave up that 1 earned run. And then Keegan Aiken closed the door in the 10th inning. And then Rolls Chapman ended up with the win as he had 2 innings of work, struck out everyone he saw, 6 strikeouts. Game 3 of the 4-game set, Corey Kluber was able to actually he didn't even start. Again, so once again, Schmidt got the ball at the start of the game, and then Kluber came in like he normally would. And then we had the same issue happen, so I guess I didn't fix what was wrong. So Sharon Armstrong got the start for some reason, and then Jorge Lopez, I don't know what's going on. I took what I thought was the issue, and it's back. So Jorge Lopez came in eventually, but Armstrong officially got the loss. He had those earned runs right at the beginning of the game, and the Orioles struggling to get back at the end of the game. Mountcastle 1 for 3, had a walk. Starting to slowly get up there. Cisco came in to pinch hit, but did not get much for him. I don't know why they want to pinch hit Mountcastle out for Cisco. Severino 0 for 3, did draw a walk, and then Mancini was 1 for 4. We'll play game 4, but I do want to see where Mancini's at right now. Taking a look at the world of Major League Baseball. Here's what we can get back for Trey Mancini. So he is pretty much a rental. We can get Madison Bumgarner, would have been great a couple years ago. 4-year contract still left. Nathan Eovaldi, JD Martinez, interesting there. Adam Eaton from the White Sox. A lot of these guys, a little past the age of 30, I'd want to see. Kimbrel, no. Shogo Akiyama, he's on the older side as well. Wade Miley. Castellanos, that might be an offer I would possibly listen to. He's doing terrible this season, though, so let's not listen to it just yet. Looking at the rest of the majors, you got some names here, but maybe names that aren't doing too great. Take a look at Avisail Garcia from the Brewers. He's slashing pretty well right now. So, that's something to kind of look out for. He's on the younger side. He's still got decent stuff ahead of him. Aaron Hicks from the Yankees. Familia and Cespedes over in New York. Andrew McCutchen. Again, if this was a few years ago, maybe. Gregory Polanco, his former teammate. That's not terrible. Emil Longoria. Brandon Crawford. Again, some of these guys are a little too old for our taste. Tanner Roark, Steven Matz, Randall Grichuk over in Toronto. The other Chris Davis. Don't want another large contract. So nothing that is jumping out at me right now. Of course, these are for major leaguers. But again, we'll see what we can do in the future. Take a look at our goals so far for the year. Play close to 500 ball, which we are doing right now. We're literally at 500. Upgrade at first base. So it wasn't red before. Mountcastle is now in yellow. His slash line is not particularly great right now. His average is coming up, but he is not doing anything more than just singling. And that's why he's got such a low slugging percentage. Take a look at the standings in Major League Baseball. See where we're standing right now. Tampa Bay Rays are slowly pulling away as they got 4.5 game lead on the Jays and us. The Red Sox and the Yankees are underneath us. So interesting to see that as we're going to play game 4 against the Yankees. So we got a chance to push them back even further. White Sox slowly pulling away as well. They're 16-9. The Tigers are coming back a little bit. 8-17. Wild card race, we are 1 game out of that. Take a look at the National League side of things. The Braves and the Mets are tied. Not too surprising there. Cardinals still have the lead in the NL Central. Dodgers have retaken their lead in the NL West after dropping quite a few in a row. They have now won 6 of their last 10 games, and they're now in first by half. All right, and now it's time to play the Bronx Bombers game 4. We're trying to continue to push up in the AL East. Let's run down the lineups here real quick. Mike Tauschman will be leading off playing center for the Yankees. Giancarlo Stanton will be in right field. Gleyber Torres over at shortstop. Gio Urshela is over at third base. Aaron Hicks is the designated hitter. Miguel Andujar is over at first. Brett Gardner is the left fielder. Gary Sanchez is behind the plate. And then Tyler Wade is at second. And then on the mound is Jonathan Loaisiga. I did not pronounce that right at all. Looking over at our lineup, we got Austin Hayes leading off out in center field with a 301 average, OPS at 815. Anthony Santander right after him. He is in left field, and his OPS a little higher, 877. Ryan Mountcastle is the first baseman. Pedro Severino with an astounding 1.073 OPS. Trey Mancini is in right field. DJ Stewart is the designated hitter today. Rio Ruiz is out at third base. Yolmer Sanchez is the second baseman. And then Freddie Galvis over shortstop. And we got Tyler Wells on the mound tonight. Let's get this game started. Leading things off here at Camden Yards. Beautiful day in Baltimore. And we are ready for baseball as Tauschman will be the leadoff hitter for the Yankees. Tauschman gives this one a ride, not too far, and that will be playable for out number 1. Anthony Santander. This is outside. That one misses inside, so another full count here from Loizaga. 18th pitch of the inning. And that one will be ball 4, so the Orioles threatening here with 2 men on and 2 out, and that will bring to the plate Trey Mancini. 5 home runs on the season, leads the ball club. Average was pretty low a few games ago. He's gotten it up. It's up to 241 now. OPS just under 800. And that one up the middle, and it gets through. And that will score a run as Trey Mancini, I believe he'll be credited with the hit here. He will. And Mancini drives in the game's first run as Austin Hayes scores from his double earlier at the leadoff spot. And it's 2-out magic for the Orioles. DJ Stewart looks at strike 1. It's 2-1 count here on the designated hitter. Stewart rips one foul. And you got to like the aggressiveness here by the Orioles hitters here with 2 outs. This one hit high. It's not going to be fair. Just ripping foul. And that finds its way in a good spot in the corner. That's going to be 2 runs. DJ Stewart working a 2-2 count with 2 men on and 2 out. And he will foul this one just barely. And Stewart will foul one off yet again. Loizaga up to 27 pitches here in inning number 1. This one hit high. This one may carry, and it is out of here. It's a 4-run first inning for the Baltimore Orioles. Designated hitter DJ Stewart ties Trey Mancini for his 5th home run of the season. And just like that, Wells has a 4-0 lead. Wells has already thrown more pitches in this inning than he did in the first inning. This one ripped to the hot corner. That's getting through. Throw to the plate. Won't be in time. Good effort there. Unfortunately, Santander couldn't get him down. It's a 4-1 lead still for the Orioles. Gary Sanchez is not one of the first people you'd want to see at the plate in this situation, but let's see what he can do here. This one scorched foul. It's an even count at 1. Sanchez lifts this one high. That one's going to be off the wall. Ties Mancini for the team lead. And that one gets by. Gary Sanchez and Mountcastle dive into home. That one gets by Pedro Severino, and that will move runners up to second and third with just 1 man out. And it's starting to look like the Orioles inning last inning. This one fouled away. And that one's just catching the inside black. Not foul, excuse me. I'm getting used to saying that. Mountcastle will throw over to Tate, who is covering first, and a runner will score. Wonder if Mountcastle had to play at first there. Almost looked like it. Wait! Sends it down the third base line, and that will bring the tying run to second base. Austin Hayes is on deck. The Yankees doing their best to not see him this inning. This one hit to left field. That's coming down for an extra base hit. Maybe 2 runs. Yes! Orioles will take a 9-6 lead. Fouled away. Fouled off once more. Scott Gibson to pop it up to Severino, and Severino looks it in, and that is the final out of the game. Baltimore wins it 10-0 here at home in Game 4. Orioles move to 13-12, and a series victory here for the Orioles as we take a look at how they did throughout. Take a look at the line score for the Baltimore Orioles. Again, they only went two innings without scoring a run. Fantastic offense today. Take a look at our team. Hayes went 2 for 4 with a walk, 309 average. Santana was 1 for 5. He's above 300 as well, hitting 311. Mountcastle went 1 for 5, but he scored twice because he did reach on a fielder's choice, I do believe. Average is slowly starting to come up. Pedro Severino is coming back to earth, but he still had a 1 for 3 day with 2 walks as well. Looking at the entire lineup, Yomer was the only one who didn't walk, but everyone did get on a base successfully. Mancini was 2 for 4. DJ Stewart had that home run. He was 1 for 3. He did walk twice as well. Ruiz 1 for 3. Sanchez 0 for 3, and the Galvis was 2 for 3. The only players not to walk was Santander, Mountcastle, and Mancini. And over on the Yankees side, they had no home runs, so a lot of small ball for them. They walked 13 times, so that's troubling for our pitchers. What isn't troubling is how we got out of these innings, so it's good to see that happen. Take a look at our Baltimore pitching line score. Mr. Fry was your winner. He's now 3-0. Tate and Sulser were credited with holds, and as we mentioned, Tanner Scott did not get the save as it was not a safe situation after that extra run was scored in the 8th. Lois Siega was 1-3. He got the decision on the Yankees side. He did walk 4. It was 8 total walks for the Yankees. Take a look at the standings after that game. Yankees fall back another game as we have completely jumped in the standings. We are now in second place, 4.5 games out of the Tampa Bay Rays. That's after that game. Take a look at that entire run here that we just played through. Split the series with the Yankees. I thought we had an advantage in there, but we did not. So that's where we're going to end this video. I'll come back with simulations for the Oakland Athletics as well as the next couple series, and we'll see where we're going to land there. But again, I want to thank you guys for joining us. It was another great game. Take a look at the standings one more time. I mean, it was fantastic to see the offense just completely explode like they did in that game. I want to know what you guys are surprised by, or something that you may be like, yeah, of course that's happening. I'm surprised here by the Orioles right now, 13-12. After almost an entire month of baseball, we find ourselves in second place. When it comes to the wild card, we are just barely tying here as well. So fun to see that. Take a look at just baseball in general here. I know I said we're going to go, but take a look at the stats here. Let's get a better look at everybody. See if we're in any competition here. Batting average 400 from Jose Abreu, the defending MVP. It's phenomenal. Even after a month, that is just phenomenal. Take a look at the American League, I guess, would help us out a little bit. We're not in the conversation there. Trying to see where we might be in the conversation for something. Anthony Santander, at-bats. There's that. I don't believe we got Santander has tied for 5th for hits. So right now we're sneaky good, at least from a batting standpoint. Take a look at our pitching staff. I can't imagine this would be any good. Although Dean Kramer, look at that. Oh, never mind. That's not for a good thing. He's given up the most home runs in Major League Baseball. It's 11. So as you can see from a stat point, nothing too impressive just yet. Fry is tied for the most wins as a reliever. Strikeouts, I don't imagine we're in the conversation there either. So Tyler Wells is almost the walks given up leader, which is unfortunate. So we're leading in some unfortunate categories. But that being said, not too bad, at least standings wise, because that's all that matters right now to me. But again, what's surprising you? What do you want to see out of this? Do you want to see trades? Do you want to see someone get benched? Let me know. In the meantime, thank you for your support. We will see you tomorrow with more Orioles baseball. And hey, the Orioles just swept the Red Sox in real life. How amazing is that? Go Orioles, and we'll see you tomorrow.